Hi everyone, welcome to Dr. JJ's Virtual Academy of Commerce. In this video, I am going to take you through a problem in relation to preparation of funds flow statement. We are given with the balance sheets for two consecutive years. They are 2017 and 2018. Now let us get into the details of the items presented in the liability side of the balance sheet for both the years. The first item is share capital. The opening balance of the same is 5 lakh rupees. It has become 6 lakh rupees in the current year. Therefore, they have issued shares to the value of 1 lakh rupees during the current year 2018. It becomes source of fund which would be recorded in the funds flow statement. Then the second one is about reserve. The opening balance of reserve was 1 lakh rupees. Now it has become 1 lakh 20,000. Therefore, they have transferred 20,000 rupees of profit to reserve during the current year. It is a non-operating activity. Therefore, it has to be reversed when we calculate funds from operations, and the same has to be debited in the adjusted profit and loss account. Then P&L account opening and closing balances are given. 6% debenture is a non-current liability. The opening is 1 lakh rupees. It has become 1 lakh 40,000. Therefore, they have issued a debenture for a value of 40,000 rupees during the current year 2018. Now the next one is creditor, which is a current liability. It has to be channelized through schedule of changes in working capital, which is step number 1 in the preparation of funds flow statement. Then provision for taxation, let us assume it as a non-current liability. We will open a ledger account for this non-current liability and find out if there is any hidden information. Fine. Now let's get into the details of the assets. The first one is fixed assets. The opening value of fixed asset is 5 lakh rupees. The closing value is 6 lakh 50,000 rupees. We will open a ledger account for it. Stock, debtor, bills receivable, bank, all these are current assets, so they have to be channelized through the schedule of changes in working capital. Then let us get into the details of the additional information presented in the problem. Number 1, during the year 2018, that's a current year, fixed assets with a book value of 10,000. Please understand, it is only a book value of 10,000 rupees. Accumulated depreciation thereon is 30,000 rupees. Was sold for 8,000 rupees. Therefore, what is that we understand? The fixed asset with the book value of 10,000 rupees is sold for 8,000. It has been resulted in a loss of 2,000 rupees. That's number 1. Number 2, there is an accumulated depreciation of 30,000 rupees on the fixed asset sold. So, if you add the book value of the fixed asset and the accumulated depreciation thereon 30,000, the total comes to 40,000 rupees, which is nothing but the cost value of the fixed asset sold. So this is what we could understand. These items could be channelized through the ledger accounts titled provision for depreciation and fixed assets at cost account. The second additional information is what? 6% debentures were issued at par. Therefore, 40,000 rupees worth of debentures have been issued for a value of 40,000. There was no premium collected or there was no discount allowed with regard to issue of debentures. Then income tax paid during the year is 60,000 rupees. It has to be channelized through provision for taxation account. Of course, that's number 1. Number 2, since fund goes out of the business in the name of tax paid, it should be recorded in the application of funds. Then the fourth additional information speaks about the opening and closing balances of provision for depreciation. So we will open a separate ledger account for provision for depreciation account. So this is what we could understand from the given problem. Now let us get into step number 1, which is nothing but preparation of schedule of changes in working capital. As usual, you find the columns titled particulars, and the first amount column is for the previous year and the next column is for the current year. Then the last 2 columns stand for increase and decrease in working capital. Fine. Now let us record the list of current assets which we have identified from the balance sheets of this company. Stock, debtor, BR, bank. These are all the current assets we identified that we have recorded. What about stock? The opening value is 1 lakh rupees. The closing has become 3 lakh. Therefore, we find increase in the value of current asset that contributes for increase in working capital. The second item is debtor. Opening balance of debtor is 50,000. The closing balance is 10,000 rupees. Therefore, what is it you find? You find decrease in the value of a current asset named debtor it should stand for decrease in working capital for the same 40,000 rupees. And the next one is about bills receivable. Opening balance is 80,000, closing balance is 0. Therefore, the decrease in the value of bills receivable amounted 80,000 should contribute for decrease in working capital 80,000 rupees. Next one, bank 70,000 opening, closing 40,000. The bank balance has also come down by 30,000 rupees, which should be resulted in decrease in working capital with the same 30,000. Now, we have totaled the current assets separately for the previous year and separately for the current year. For the previous year, the total of the current asset has come to 3 lakh rupees. For the current year, the total has come to 3,50,000 rupees. Followed by, I have recorded the current liabilities. Of course, in the problem, we have identified only one current liability, which is nothing but creditors. So, creditors opening 30,000, closing 20,000. You find decrease in the value of credited amounted 10,000. Decrease in the current liability results in increase in working capital for the same value 10,000. Now, the total of current liability is given with the character B. Finally, what we do, we calculate working capital with what? Character A, that's a total of current assets, minus character B, that's a total of current liability. We do it separately for 2017 and 2018 as well. For 2017, the working capital has come to 2,70,000 rupees. For 2018, that's a current year, the working capital is amounted 3,30,000 rupees. Now we also total the remaining two columns. What does this column stands for? This column stands for increase in working capital. The other column stands for decrease in working capital. So the total of increase in working capital comes to 2,10,000. Total of decrease in working capital comes to 1,50,000 rupees. You understand? Now, let us balance the columns as we normally do balancing of ledger accounts. Now let us choose the first two columns, which are meant for 2017 and 2018. Right. Which is a higher amount among the two? 3,30,000 is a higher amount, and that becomes a total amount. Now, what is the balancing figure comes in the first 2017 column? It is 60,000 rupees. Therefore, what is it you can understand? It is nothing but increase in working capital. The working capital, which was 2,70,000 rupees in the last year, has become 3,30,000 rupees in the current year. That is why he said it is increase in working capital amounted 60,000. The same has been verified with the remaining two columns. Among these two figures, which is a higher one, 2,10,000 is a higher one, and that amount is the total amount for the columns. Now the balancing figure, the decrease in working capital column comes to 60,000 rupees. Therefore, what is it you can understand? The increase in working capital is 60,000 rupees more than that of decrease in working capital. So we have verified. Now let us move to the second step in the preparation of funds flow statement. In that, let us first understand which ledger account has to be opened. Now, you have a look at the item provision for tax. As I already said, when I took you through the problem, I said we need to open a ledger account for provision for taxation. Whereas for 6% debentures, you don't require a ledger account. Share capital, you don't require a ledger account. In case of funds flow statement for sole proprietary and partnership business, you need to open capital account. But for a company, it is normally not required to open a capital account. You can directly record the change in capital in the funds flow statement. Right? So let us open ledger account for provision for taxation first. Provision for taxation being a credit balance, we need to write the opening balance in the credit side. I have written by balance brought down amounted 20,000. Obviously, the closing balance should be written in the debit side. To balance carried on 40,000 rupees. Fine. Is there anything in connection with the taxation? Yes. Look at the additional information. Income tax paid amounted 60,000. What is the journal entry for paying income tax? Provision for taxation account debtor to cash. So provision for taxation account debtor to cash 60,000 I have recorded. Now I balance this ledger. I come to know 80,000 rupees as a balancing figure in the credit side, which is nothing but current year provision for tax made. You understand what is the journal entry for it? Adjusted profit and loss account debtor to provision for tax, it's amounted 80,000, 80,000. So that ledger account is over. Now let us identify the next ledger account to be opened. Regarding assets, we have only one non-current or fixed assets. Let us open a ledger account for the non-current asset. But prior to that, we should open ledger account for its provision for depreciation. That is what the right procedure. So let us first open provision for depreciation on fixed asset account, followed by we will open fixed asset at cost value. Right. Provision for depreciation being a credit balance, we should write the opening balance in the credit side of the ledger. Buy balance brought down 1 lakh rupees. To balance carry down 1,50,000 rupees. That's what the closing balance. Now, simultaneously, let us open the fixed asset at cost value. Why I say the fixed asset account should be opened at its cost value? Yes. Fixed assets are presented in the balance sheet at their book values. How do we come to know? Yes. Since we find the provision for depreciation opening and closing balances given in the additional information, which is nothing but outside the balance sheet, obviously the fixed assets are presented in the balance sheet only at their book values. Therefore, when we open the fixed asset account, let us open it at its cost value. Therefore, when you write the opening balance and closing balance of fixed assets, you have to be careful. What is that you should do? You add the opening book value of fixed asset with the opening provision for depreciation, and similarly with the closing book value of fixed asset, you add the closing value of provision for depreciation. So we have written the opening cost value of fixed asset and similarly the closing cost value of fixed asset. Now let us look at the additional information in connection with the fixed asset. What is that? Fine. They have sold a portion of the fixed asset for a value of 8,000 rupees. Accumulated depreciation thereon is amounted 30,000. And the book value of the fixed asset sold is 10,000 rupees on the date of sale. Therefore, 10,000 book value plus 30,000 accumulated depreciation, the cost value of the fixed asset sold should have been 40,000 rupees. Let us pass a journal entry for this particular transaction. Cash account debtor 8,000 rupees. When we collect cash while selling a fixed asset, the cash comes in, therefore cash account debtor 8,000. Provision for depreciation on the fixed asset has to be reversed. So provision for depreciation account debtor 30,000. Then there is a loss of 2,000 rupees which has to be debited. That's to be debited in the name of adjusted profit and loss account. So adjusted profit and loss account debtor 2,000 to fixed asset account, and that's what recorded here. By cash, by provision for depreciation, by adjusted profit and loss account. If you add these three figures, you come to know the total of 40,000, which is nothing but the cost value of the fixed asset sold. Now listen to me. Opening cost value of fixed asset is 6 lakh. We sold a fixed asset with a cost of 40,000. So 6 lakh minus 40,000, the expected closing balance in fixed asset is nothing but 5 lakh 60,000. But what is the actual closing balance in fixed asset account? 8 lakh rupees. Therefore, we find there is an increase of 2 lakh 40,000 rupees in the value of fixed asset, which is nothing but purchase of new fixed asset during the current year. What is a journal? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Fixed asset account debtor to cash account 2,40,000, 2,40,000. This is a hidden information we have come to know preparing this ledger. Let's move to the last ledger account, which is nothing but adjusted profit and loss account. Profit being a credit balance, the opening balance of profit should be written in the credit side. Buy balance brought down 50,000. To balance carried down 80,000 rupees. Now, let us move through all the ledgers to find out the items that will have impact on the adjusted P&L account. They could be either non-cash or non-fund or non-operating and or non-cash and non-operating. And that's what about the aspects we are going to identify and record them there. Fine. And regarding current year provision for taxation, which is a non-operating activity, it is just a provision made during the current year. Therefore, this has to be recorded there. Adjusted P&L account debtor to provision for taxation. Number one. Is there any impact on adjusted P&L account with regard to this account? Yes. They have transferred 80,000 rupees from profit and loss account towards provision for depreciation. It is only a provision. Moreover, please understand, even if it is depreciation, it could be recorded there. Why? Depreciation is a non-fund activity. Though it is an operating activity, it is a non-fund activity, it should be taken over to adjusted P&L account. Here, it is only a provision for depreciation, therefore it could be very clearly taken over to the adjusted profit and loss account and debited there. So, two provision for depreciation, 80,000 rupees, that's recorded. And here there is a loss of 2,000 rupees on sale of a fixed asset, adjusted P&L account debtor, to loss on sale of fixed asset 2,000 rupees. So we have gone through all these three ledger accounts we have opened and recorded the relevant aspects in the adjusted profit and loss account. Now let's move through the liability side of the balance sheet. Is there any reserve? Yes, we find reserve is presented. The opening balance of the same is 1 lakh and the closing balance has become 1,20,000. Therefore, they have transferred 20,000 rupees from current year profit towards reserve, and that should be recorded because it is a non-operating activity. So, to transfer to reserve 20,000 rupees. Fine. Is there any intangible assets that are written off? No, we don't find any such item like goodwill, discount, patents written off, things like that. We don't find all those items here in the asset side. So let us pass through that. Let us move through the adjustments. This adjustment has been channelized through ledger accounts. 6% debentures, and it would be considered only in the funds flow statement. What is the next one? Income tax paid. That will also be recorded as application of fund in the funds flow statement. This is about opening and closing balance of provision for depreciation. Therefore, we have come to the end of adjusted profit and loss account. If you close it, you get a balancing figure of 2,12,000 rupees in the credit side, which is nothing but funds from operations. Now, let us move to the last step, which is nothing but preparation of final funds flow statement. Let us go through the ledgers to identify the items that are related with either source of fund or application of fund. Fine. Here, this is being provision for tax. Do you find any cash goes out in the name of payment of tax? Yes. They have paid tax amounted 60,000 rupees, which is application of fund, and that's recorded. Tax paid 60,000. Number two. Here you can't find any cash inflow or outflow because it is only a provision for depreciation ledger account. So let's go to the next ledger account. Is there any cash inflow? Yes, they have sold fixed asset for 8,000 rupees, which is a source of fund. So sale of fixed asset 8,000. Right. Is there any cash outflow here or fund outflow? Yes, they have purchased fixed asset for a value of 2,40,000, which is an application of fund purchase of fixed asset recorded there. The next one is about adjusted profit and loss account. The result of adjusted profit and loss account gives you funds from operations, funds from the main operations of the business, which is nothing but source of fund. It's amounted 2,12,000, and that is also recorded. Now let us now move to the liability side of the balance sheet to find out the changes in capital and other non-current liabilities. Capital, opening value 5 lakh, closing is 6 lakh rupees. Therefore, they issued shares for a value of 1 lakh rupees, which is a source of fund. So, issue of shares for 1 lakh, it's recorded under sources side. 6% debenture is a non-current liability, only non-current liability given in the problem. The opening was 1 lakh, the closing has become 1,40,000. And they have also stated that 6% debentures have been issued at par. Therefore, issue of debentures 40,000 rupees is another source of fund, and that's recorded in the funds flow statement. Regarding fixed assets, we already opened a ledger account, separate ledger account. So, any fund inflow or outflow through the ledger account is already recorded there. Yes, we bought fixed asset worth of 2,40,000. Similarly, we sold fixed asset for 8,000. Both are recorded. So let us not worry about fixed assets now. Then regarding debentures issue, we have recorded. Regarding income tax paid, that is also recorded because it is channelized through provision for taxation account. This doesn't have any role to play in the funds flow statement because this is not related with either source of fund or application of fund. There is only one item left out, which is nothing but the result of schedule of changes in working capital, which is of increase in working capital in the problem. Increase in working capital is nothing but application of fund amounted 60,000 and that is also finally recorded. If you now total the items that are presented in sources side and application side, they become equal with the value of 3,60,000 rupees. So thanks for watching this video. I'll meet you in another video. Bye for now, everyone.